Good morning, everyone. Guys, there's been a lot happening in the last 24 hours, but what I want to focus on today is how something in Russia is going to have a knock-on effect to us here in the United Kingdom, and I think to a wider, audience, the Europeans and the United States. So, guys, just before we get into this video about conscription and how I think this is, right now, I see this as an inevitability. Now, whether conscription is going to be packaged as national service, as compulsory government service, or whether they're just going to say conscription, guys, and put people straight into the army. We'll come on to the articles why related to that afterwards, guys. But please remember, if you've not done so already, please like, follow, subscribe. Really helps me out so much when you guys do that. It's literally just a little button for you guys. So come on, give it a press. Also, guys, we are going to be going live every night at 8 o'clock UK time. So we're going to go to the end of the month. We're going to see how that's working. If it's working for you guys, we'll continue. If not, we might do it, might do one day a week, Fridays or whatever. Equally, if it's not going anywhere, guys, we may just decide to do that another day, another time, or see how we work. Remember, guys, we're getting a lot of videos taken down, so if it's really important that you guys like, share, and repost all my stuff, guys, because the algorithm loves it, but I love it even more. So, guys, let's just get into this article then. I've been speaking about this conscription thing for quite a while now, and again, whether the government in the United Kingdom, whether they call it conscription, where they're just saying, right, everybody aged 18 is now in the military, or whether they say, right, if you're aged 18 to 21, you have to do this project, or you have to do this project, it's not conscription, or you have to go and do some compulsory military service, however they package that, guys, I don't know what that's going to be right now. But what I can tell you from the data points that I'm going to share with you in a minute, that this right now, I don't see any way out, guys. I really don't. I don't see any way out for this. So the first article that we're going to go from then is an article from January this year. Hang on, let me try and find it. This one, I think. Hang on, guys. Yeah, this one, I think. Nope. Hang on, guys. I have totally gone wrong with this. I think this is it. So Britain's top general warns we face being called up to fight against Russia. So guys, remember, what you've got to think is, remember when I first started talking about this divergence between the US and the UK, you can see that now. Back when I started talking about the diversions, you couldn't see it. You could not see this thing coming. But now you can. And everybody who's looking at the ground at the moment, and I'll come on to another article if I've got it up there. Yes, I have. You can all see this divergence now, where the US is going to focus in the Middle East, and and Britain and the European Union are going to have to focus in eastern Ukraine. So Britain's top general, again, guys, I need to caveat this. This was January 24. Britain's top general will warn the public they may be conscripted to fight a war against Russia after claiming the country's military is currently too small to handle the conflict of its own. General Sir Patrick Saunders, Chief of the General Staff, will stress the need to ministers to mobilise the nation in a speech later on today. So I did a video about that, guys, when it happened. But basically, what they're saying and what people have highlighted now is the British military is just far too small. Yesterday on our live stream, we talked about this, and I was answering your questions. Let's look at the size of the military. So the size of the British military as we stand today is 183,000. And that's how it's broken down there, guys. So you've got 110,000 Army, 37,000 Royal Navy, Royal Marines, and 35,000 Royal Navy. But then if you do this, guys, if you click the personnel type, that changes the demographic huge. We only have 138 regular forces. Now, that would be, I guess you can put the Gurkhas in there as well. This volunteer force here, guys, 32,000, they're volunteers. They can volunteer not to go as well, you know. So we can't count on this 32,000. The only ones here we can count on are this 138 and this 4,300. And again, there may be political reasons why that 4,300 we can't count that, but we'll go with we can count. We'll go best case scenario. So, you know, the British military, you know, you could argue is at 142,000 and change. Now, if you think about what the recent announcement from Russia was, Russia came out recently and they said they've just increased their military, the size of their military to, I think this one. No, that's not it. So the Russians, guys, have just increased their military to 2.4 million. Now, I'll put a link in the description, guys. I read it earlier on this morning. So when you think about this whole contextualized conflict that is, you know, that is brewing, we're going to need more people. If, like I believe, we are heading to a, you know, to all our roads at the moment are heading to war. And remember, guys, okay, we have got David Lammy negotiating for peace. We have got Keir Starmer in charge. You know, Keir Starmer, who accepts other men buying his wife clothes. Guys, I don't know how you guys feel about that. I've certainly, you know, shared my opinions on that. So that's the situation we're in right now. And we've got like 4 years of these guys in charge. The odds that we're not going to be dragged into a conflict are very, very slim. I can, you know, because if you look back through, guys, and it's like he's like a walking meme generator. You know, there's so many, you know, there's not just one, there's so many of them where Keir Starmer years ago or like a couple of months ago has said, I'm not going to do X, I wouldn't do Y, I wouldn't do Z. And then as soon as he's elected, he's doing the next speech saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And you're like, right, okay, that's why that is the perfect way to get people not to trust you. You say one thing and do another, say one thing and do another, but you continually do it. So now, you know, that's why I feel, you know, the nation have lost trust with Keir Starmer. And the only way that it looks like the only way that, you know, the government at the moment can get people to do things is by force. And, you know, guys, as far as I'm concerned, the carrot is better than the whip. So while we've got this huge amount of, hang on, guys, I totally missed this one here, hang on. While we've got this huge, you know, amount of people coming over to the United Kingdom, people started saying like months and months and months ago that the, you know, that these people would be conscripted into the military. And I was like, right, guys, really? Is that really the way we're going? We're letting all these young men into our country and then we're going to conscript them into the military? Well, you know, right now I'm starting to think, you know what, that could actually be one of the options that the government are planning on, that the government are going for, in the sense that, okay, guys, all right, you have not got your asylum claims failed, but if you want to join the military, we will fast track your asylum claim. They join the military, they're shipped off to fight. Guys, I think this would be an absolute disaster. But I have no experience in this type of conflict that's coming, because this type of conflict that's coming, guys, it's going to be on an industrial scale. You can see all over the world companies increasing their manufacturing capacity, companies increasing their military industrial complex. You know, the Russians at the moment, the Russian economy is a lot stronger now than it was before the 2022 invasion. So what you can tell is from this, it's, you know, these wars of industrial scale, they spark economic growth. They do. There's no way around it. You know, so could it be the case that, you know, we get some sort of and there's the movie, the Scorsese movie, the Gangs of New York, where, you know, the Irish are getting off the boats and then they're saying like, right, sign there to become a citizen, sign there to become a soldier, off you go. And that's what happened, guys. You know, that really happened in America. I think it was if you was a Native American. Well, what is a Native American? I think it was if you already lived in America, you could pay $300, and then some to an Irish family, and then that Irish family would send somebody to go and fight on your behalf. Absolutely insane times, guys. You know, could that be the case where in the United Kingdom they want to raise money, so they have like a war tax, and if you want, you know, a migrant to go and fight for you, it's like, I don't know, 10 grand or something. It's absolutely insane, guys. It really is the way we're heading at the moment. I don't know what the outcome is, but I can pretty much guarantee the way we're heading right now, I do not see any way that conscription, national service isn't called, because when these things happen, there'll be first of all, there will be a mass recruitment drive. There has to be, if they need more people. And, like we just said, Vladimir Putin's increased his military to 2.4 million. Now, if there's a mass recruitment drive and we're still not reaching those targets, and guys, I don't think we'll reach those whatever targets they are. I don't think we'll reach them, because people have to have an affinity with the country they're fighting for. People have to have an affinity with the whole. And, if young men are looking at the country and they're looking at it being, and this is the optics, guys, looking at the country being destroyed, looking at the country having mass amounts of migration, looking at the country not being able to look after our elderly, cuts on the elderly, tax raises, cuts on social spending. If people are looking at the system like that, they're going to think, right, okay, yeah, but no, I'm good, thank you. And a good percent, obviously you're going to get a good percentage who will, join this recruitment call, but you will get a huge percentage that just won't, that will just lose affinity with that. Now, what that's going to lead to, guys, is, there's no other way. If we need people, we're going to have to get them from somewhere. So, there's a few options, but the options on the table at the moment are, and again, guys, I can't believe I'm saying this, I think someone somewhere, and this is my opinion, my speculation, I think someone somewhere in some dark room, in some dark basement, a couple of generals have said, right, maybe we could have a first migrant or 2 battalions of migrant soldiers, or something like that. And I really do think that that somewhere there's, back plans and, a backroom plan to do this. If that happens, guys, it's going to be absolutely wild. So is this happening anywhere else in the world? I hear you guys ask. Well, I know it's been happening in Russia. I've done a video on it. And then this morning, where am I? This one. I'll share this article in the description, guys. But it says here, that African migrants are being recruited in the Middle East to go and fight in the Gaza Strip. So, there's precedent for it happening. It's not an unknown thing, and it's not like something like initially when you guys started to talk about this, I thought, oh, that's a bit far-fetched. But the more I look into this, there's plenty of precedent. There's plenty of precedents for this happening. It's happening already. It's happened in the past. And guess what, guys? It'll probably happen in the future. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Jokes of this video. I think conscription's coming. I think it's an inevitability. Whether they call that national service, community support service, whatever they call it, guys, all right? It doesn't really matter how they package it, but I feel it's coming. I feel it's an inevitability, especially now Russia has increased their military to 2.4 million. Guys, just quickly, let me contextualize this. I know I've spoken about this before. The Russians increased their military by 180,000. They increased their military by 180,000. So from the numbers I just showed you, they've increased their military by more than our military is at the moment. Guys, absolutely insane. And I know what you guys are saying, oh, but we've got better technology. Yes, we have. The Russians have got better manufacturing capacity. And at some point, we're going to come to this, we're going to find out what the answer to this question is. Do we want, precise high-tech stuff? Or do we want low-tech and mass-produced stuff? We're going to come to this is going to come to loggerheads at some point, guys, and that question is going to be answered. It really is. And unfortunately, we're all going to be in the middle. Anyway, guys, that was the gist of the video. I'm going to max the grid, and I'll get you guys another video later. Don't forget to join us tonight at 8.